Hello, good people of YouTube. Mountbatten here, and today I'm bringing you this game I had in the Tier 9 Premium Supercruiser Azuma. Now, the Azuma, you guys have seen the ship on the channel before, and when Azuma first came out, I really didn't like it all that much, and I still don't like it as much as I do the other Tier 9 Supercruisers, but she's grown on me a little, and I've kind of come to understand how she's supposed to be played, but I also kind of ignore it sometimes, like in what you're about to see here. You guys may have noticed that the title of this video is Task Failed Successfully, because I make more than a few mistakes in this game, big mistakes, but it just works. Everything pans out, everything falls into place, and you guys will see what the end result of this battle is, and it's a pretty dang good battle in that as well. Some really interesting things happen in this battle, but anyway, if you guys are wondering, here's my captain build, and here is, well, I'll give you a couple seconds. Look at that, and here is my module build. Yeah, look at that. I'm putting that in videos now, huh? As you can tell from my captain build, it's all over the place. um, yeah, I've never really just followed a set captain build with the Azuma. I'm always changing it, and I don't usually follow the trying to shove 2 4-point skills in with the Azuma. It's all over the place, but it works at least. And you will see in this video. Anyway, so what's going on here? Me, the Montana, the Yami, the Cleveland, and the Yu Yang are heading to the C cap, and the other half of our team is heading toward the A cap. Now the Yu Yang, I believe, no, he does have smoke. Some destroyer doesn't have smoke. I think the one over at the A cap doesn't. So anyway, Republic is first spotted, and this is about where most Azuma players will stay. About 16, 17 kilometers away from the battle, and they will just throw HE, and that is pretty much how the Azuma is supposed to be played. The HE hits dang hard, it's got a really good chance of starting a fire, and the ship has basically no armor. So it encourages most players to sit back at range to where you can't get citadeled and pinned every salvo. I try to just aim where that torpedo hit to hopefully score another hit on the Republic. Here comes some torpedoes, and from the Shimakaze that's there at sea, I'll start to turn into them in order to avoid eating those torpedoes. And hello, Shimakaze. Now, the Azuma isn't exactly a destroyer killer, but my god, if you can get most of your shells to land on a destroyer, it is going to hurt them. Now, I did only get one shell to land, but in the match right before this one, I took 10k off of a gearing in a single salvo because most of my shells hit. Alright, so the Republic. Y'all may have caught what just happened there. The Republic has HE loaded for some reason. I can understand maybe if there was several destroyers in this cap why he would have HE loaded, but the fact of the matter is there's only a Yu Yang. If he would have had AP just then, he probably would have citadeled me through my nose. And there again, I am trying to take out the Shimakaze, since I could potentially take him out in a single salvo right there. Almost do, but I don't. And yep, here it comes. Mr. Republic, did he switch over to AP? No, he still has HE loaded. Yep, here it comes. And no, that's his secondaries. Well, anyway, somewhere in there, I think I missed it, but he did hit me in where my citadel is, but he only had HE, so I get to walk away from the situation relatively unscathed. That was the first mistake I had, showing my broadside to a battleship from just 10 to 11 kilometers away, and I lived because he had HE loaded. I'll line up a shot on that Edinburgh right there, and this is going to show you how. And he's angled too. And boop. Do 9,000 damage to him. Yep. Yep, there we go. That big old chunk. I did that. Yeah, Edinburgh, British cruiser, not all that heavily armored. And even angled 9k damage off the top. Now, of course, he is a British cruiser, but still, even against battleships and heavy cruisers, this HE really does like 9k just easy. And that is by far the best thing about the Azuma is her guns. They are just great. They're accurate. HE hits like a truck. The AP, she doesn't have really decent AP penetration angles, but if you catch something broadside, especially anything in the realm of cruisers, you're gonna nuke it pretty dang hard, and you may be seeing that coming up here pretty soon. All right, so anyway, not that many enemy ships went to C. Most of them went to A, and someone over at A is shouting at all of us at C to get over there. And fair enough, we are all moving in that direction, but he is still complaining that we aren't magically at the A cap yet. So I have to inform him that we are in fact in heavily armored warships that are not speedboats. We all can't go as fast as the Terrible. But anyway, we are heading over there, but then I get targeted and detected, well, detected and then targeted, and it's either that Shimakaze or one of the cruisers that are still sticking around at sea. Now, if we do all just leave C and go over to B and A, that's going to do one thing. It's going to give, there he is, this Baltimore right here. I do make a mistake here. I just start loading AP. I was going to give this Baltimore and that Edinburgh and Shimakaze a chance to recapture the C cap, and then they will have us stuck on a crossfire. Granted, I don't know where that Shimakaze has gotten off to, because I believe I don't see him for the rest of the game. He kind of just disappears and probably runs back to torpedo our ship stuck in between the islands at sea. So I did wait for my AP to get loaded there. I'm trying to bait this Baltimore into showing his broadside. I'm showing him my broadside, hoping he'll show me his, and that way I can nuke him. And unfortunately, he does not. Well, fortunately for him, he does not play into my ploy. But then this Edinburgh here, if you notice what he's doing, is he's backing up to get around the corner of that island right there, and he's probably going to try and torpedo me. Now, every other ship has left the sea cap except for me and this Worcester coming up behind me. And I do not believe that Worcester was detected, so that Edinburgh doesn't know that there is a Worcester and myself here. Now, Azuma does not have radar. Worcester does have radar. That's one of the big down points people talk usually about Azuma, is that she doesn't have any radar, where all the other tier 9 supercruisers have radar. But so I slow down and I'm waiting for him to come around the corner, because even for him to get his torpedoes off, he has to show me most of his ship, and that's enough for me to just citadel him. So I'm waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, and the Worcester has popped hydro. So that now means once he gets close enough to the island, I can see what there he is. There's the Edinburgh. So I know what he's going to do. I know he's going to try and poke his little butt around the corner of the island right here, dump torpedoes, and go flying off forward. So since it's me and the Worcester here, I'm like, okay, Worcester's going to go and take a peek at him, and there's the torpedoes. Worcester has hydro on, so he knows those are coming, so he can avoid them. And since the Worcester's going to have his attention in this direction, I'm going to travel forward and just wait for him to pop his head out from this corner. And sure enough, Worcester dodges those torpedoes, thankfully. I actually thought he was going to sail straight into them there for a second. And now I'm traveling forward, waiting for that little Edinburgh to come around the corner. Now at this point, the enemy team does have the points lead. We are down 3 ships, and they're only down that 1 Republic. And let's see. Hello, Edinburgh. Where are you? Come on. There you are, Edinburgh. So line up the guns and let the shells fly. And good night, Edinburgh. 4 citadels, 4 pins, and 1 overpin gets me a devastating strike and my first kill. That felt really good. It always feels really good when you can do that in Azuma, because this ship is not that great in most other aspects of its existence, but it is really good at deleting broadside cruisers. Now, I noticed in chat here that Edinburgh has just typed, what? Question mark? We'll deal with that in a second, but right now, the Baltimore is coming after me. Oh, and I do just reply to him, Nippon Steel. So Baltimore is chasing me, I am kiting him. This is another thing the Azuma and the Yoshino are really good at, is kiting. I popped my first kill of the match finally. I'm sure as much of you have been shouting at me to do for the past couple of minutes. And then the Edinburgh calls the Azuma OP because he got deleted when he was showing his broadside. But again, I'm focusing on this Baltimore, who has now shown his broadside to the Worcester, who's now shoving as much AP as he can into him. And, ooh, yeah, there he goes. He got some good citadels on the Baltimore, and bye-bye. So I tell this Edinburgh that he was in fact broadside to, an Azuma, which is a supercruiser, has large guns for the cruiser class. Can easily delete other cruisers. Oh, nice angle behind the Mosfar. Wish I had AP loaded, but all I have is HE loaded. I'm going to do this fire burn too. And no fires on the Mosfar, but 3,000 pin. And he's still saying that he's surprised that he was deleted. As I tell you, your broadside in a British cruiser, that they're famous for not having any armor at all. But, whatever. He's going to... Oh, and the thing he says next really surprises me. He says it's the first time it's happened to him in 5,000 games. I'm sorry, what? Unless you're a master of dodging, which that guy clearly wasn't, you have to have been just outright deleted by someone in those 5,000 games. I don't believe that. I really don't. But, whatever. His claim. And now I'm in a bit of a pickle here. I was trying to back up and reverse behind the island that is to my left, but now I'm stuck out in the open because I'm detected. Now I took the shot at the moss rush, so now I have to move forward. So I pop my next heal. I'm burning through these quite fast now because, again, Azuma cannot tank worth anything. I'm actually undetected, so I can get my thanks back for him saying that shot was a nice shot. So, a bit confusing conversation there, but, whatever. So Zhao's come around the corner of the island here, and I again start to load the AP because, hey, guess what I can do to this Zhao? Same thing I did to that Edinburgh. I also start turning away because I have a good feeling that Zhao's probably getting his torpedoes off about now. So this Yu Yang and I bump and collide, and Zhao starts realizing his mistake right about here. He turns, which saves him from being outright deleted, but I still do get a Citadel on him. And now he's slinging HE at me. The North Carolina's looking at me. The Seattle's looking at me. The Moskva's will shoot me looking at me. And instead of just switching back to HE, I just fire the AP, get that out of the guns. And I queue up HE here in a second. Although I am waiting to see if this Zhao is going to open up a bit more. He doesn't. I pop another here. This is my last heal of the game now. I have 3 fires on me, so I put that out. And now I finally have HE loading back up again. Ooh, that North Carolina just aimed a little bit lower. He would have deleted me. And again, I'm being targeted by 4 ships. I'm very, very popular right now. Zhao gets taken out by the Yu Yang. Look at the North Carolina. Throw some HE at him. And that one little shell that tagged my stern from the Moskva starts another fire on me. Now I'm running and dancing my heart out in order to get away. North Carolina got taken down, thankfully. Now we got an FDG, Moskva, and a Seattle looking at me. No, I don't have 2 of them. I think it's the Moskva and the FDG. Well, the Moskva for sure is targeting me. I think the FDG keeps bouncing back between me and the Wusta that's in front of him. So now it's just a gunnery duel between me and the Moskva. Actually, I'm sorry, I do still have 1 more heal left. This next heal that I'm going to pop is going to be my last heal. So Moskva is giving me his broadside. Now, those shells, if that dispersion was a bit better, that probably would have ended him right there. But it was not. This is now my last heal. And let's see if we can knock this Moskva out. Ooh, that was a nasty hit there. Okay, I set a fire on the Moskva. He puts that out immediately. I'm up to 119,000 damage, by the way. Whew. So now I'm undetected. I decided I'm going to take a little breather back here and maybe start playing the Azuma finally like it's meant to be played, and not in the front fighting with other cruisers from almost point-blank range. So especially since I'm out of heals too. You see how fast you can go through heals in the Azuma because, again, the ship has no armor compared to other ships of its tier. Ooh, nice broadside Seattle. Unfortunately, I don't have AP loaded up, but I do have HE. And thankfully, because I do have Adrenaline Rush, my reload is around 12-13 seconds now. And there we go, 5k off of that Seattle plus a fire. Now this Moskva, I'm trying to see if I can get the shells to land on him. Even though he's behind that. Ooh, goodbye, North Carolina. Got taken up by the FDG. My team has thankfully managed to turn this around. We now have a little over 200 point lead on the enemy team. Again, here I'm trying to fish and see if I can get some shells to land on this Moskva. There we go. like Confederate, and I didn't realize what this was for until a couple of seconds after I got it, is that the Seattle didn't put out the fire, so he used damage con, and for some reason he moved out from behind cover. That salvo unfortunately does not finish off the Moskva, and now the Worcester does. And the Seattle, again, I'm trying to fish and see if I can get some shots to land on him. Let's see how that goes. Ooh, our Worcester took a big hit from the FDG. Seattle goes down, Worcester goes down from the Seattle. And now that leaves 5 ships of my team against an FDG and a Burgundy way out there. And I'm trying to see if I can get, again, this is normally how most people would probably play the Azuma, either from behind cover like this, getting shells to land on the target, or at about maximum range. Ooh, set a fire on the FDG right there. And that's burning away quite nicely. FDG's looking like he's about to eat some torpedoes from the Yu-Yang. That is the Yu-Yang from the beginning of the game, by the way. He's still alive. And I sneak in some more shells there. And there we go. My fire burns him out, and I get the kill. That's kill number 2. Now this Pagani is out at way outside of my range, and him and the Montana are having a nice little powwow there in the back. He's burning away quite nicely. Now, granted, if this was just a Montana versus Burgundy fight, Burgundy would have a pretty good chance at getting this back, but unfortunately for the Burgundy, there is a Conqueror also involved in this fight. So, ooh, big hit there from the Conqueror, started another fire. Montana lets off his salvos, and bye-bye Burgundy. So, pretty good Azuma game. Pretty exciting Azuma game, too. I did not play the Azuma like the Azuma for, well, most of the game. Pretty much besides the start of the game, and when I was out of heals, I was not playing this ship how you're supposed to play this ship. I got Fireproof and Dreadnought in the Azuma. Yeah, and I'm number 1 on the team. So, that was a good Azuma game. I enjoyed that. That's the boost that was with me and helped me with that at Edinburgh, so I give him a compliment. But yeah, great Azuma game, lots of fun actually. This is actually one of the few fun Azuma games I've had. Now, unfortunately, I can't really say the Azuma's worth it because the Yoshino's out now, and the Yoshino is just a better Azuma but with torpedoes and better guns. So yeah, this isn't really a go get Azuma video. This is well, now I'm kind of excited for the Yoshino now. But guys, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. We're on our way to 4,000 subscribers, and we are getting closer to that mark every single day. Alright guys, hope you're having a wonderful Monday. Hope to catch all of you guys in the next one.